Hey people, it's Maddie, your girl from Top Rope Squishy. We are here once again to talk about AEW, and my God, do we have a lot to talk about. But before we get into it, say hello to my guest for tonight, Mr. Sunny Midnight. Sunny, tell people how you doing. Let them know where to follow you and all that good stuff. Links also in the description, y'all. Go ahead, Sunny.
Should we do this running joke again?
I know what it is now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Midnight EXP 17.
It's not Express.
I said EXP.
I know, but you always think Express.
I always think Express. That's why I said EXP this time. I was like, he ain't gonna catch me. He ain't gonna catch me this time. It ain't happening.
Yeah, I was looking to catch you slipping a little bit.
No, not today.
Well, your dog caught you slipping.
Oh God. Oh, I'll tell you guys about that in a minute, but go ahead, Sunny. Tell people where to find you and stuff.
Yeah, you can find me at Twitter, IG, SoundCloud, anywhere. Just type in Midnight EXP17, Universal. You're gonna find me. You know what it is. Let's get to it. You know, it's like you said, it's a lot to talk about.
It is so much to talk about. Hey, D. Want to say hello to Anna.
Hi, Anna. Yeah. Hi, Anna.
Courtney, D, and of course, No Neck Bone Tone in the room. Mm-hmm. We had a little incident before we went live, which is why it took me like an extra minute. My dog was in the room, and I thought he was playing with like a piece of material. So I picked it up off the floor and I put it on my desk. And when I looked, it was like a squished bug. So I had a little incident, and Sunny was online, so he got to experience all that. Hey, Erica. Erica's my sister-in-law. Dominican Lou's in the house. People, thank you for joining. We are here to break down Revolution, Dynamite, and talk about the next week's Dynamite. But Revolution.
Oh, wait. Let me say this one little thing before you get going. So Squish picked up something squishy.
Ew! Oh my God! Yeah, it was a
bug. Yeah, that was funny. That was wild, man.
You know, I looked right when I put it on my table, thinking it was like a piece of like material, and I saw a wing. I was like, it's a bug. Dogs.
Yeah, all I heard was screaming in the background. I thought somebody was getting murdered.
That was me, guilty. Anyway, Revolution to me was a really good pay-per-view. I was pretty surprised. However, we will touch on some points. I want you to tell me what were your two favorite matches and your favorite moment of the night? Because, there's always like talking moments and where like major things actually go down that doesn't necessarily happen in the ring. So why don't you give me your two favorite matches and your favorite moment of the night, and then I'll give mine, because obviously we're going to touch on the Thunder Rosa versus Baker no matter where we go tonight in this conversation. But
all right, so favorite matches of the night would have to have been the ladder match for me. Yes. Everybody knows, like everybody that knows me knows I'm the biggest Keith Lee fan ever. And I'm the biggest Powerhouse Hobbs fan. So, having both of those guys in there, that was great. Ricky Starks, Wardlow, Orange Cassidy. Like normally, especially in a mess like that, I'm not really caring to see comedy, but they at least made it more palatable for me. That match and Bryan Danielson versus Moxley, and with William Regal coming out at the end, incredible. That was cool. And moment of the night for me too, though, was probably not a lot of people's moment of the night, but it was mine because I'm also one of the biggest Shane Strickland Swerve fans. So him coming out, yeah, indeed.
Whose house?
It was Swerve's house.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I am so happy he finally made it to AEW. I knew he was coming for a while. Mm-hmm. I had gotten some insider information. I had to sit on that shit. I had to sit on it. And I was like, I can't wait till this becomes public. Because I just wanted to talk about it. But those were good choices. I have to say that the dog collar match was one of my favorites because of Wardlow turning on MJF. That to me was so pivotal. It was something I was waiting for for so long, like a lot of people, the Wardlow turn, the Wardlow face turn, and sure enough, it happened. But we'll get to that. But that was, one of my favorite matches, and I have to say that the ladder match was also on the top for me as well. I didn't really know a lot about Keith Lee. I started hearing more about him kind of like towards the end of his WWE career, which was that's when I finally actually knew about him. So I went back, looked him up a little bit, was looking forward to him, loved his debut. He absolutely won me over just walking down the ramp. He hadn't even gotten into the ring, and I was like, I like him. I'm impressed.
Yeah. See, he's like the
full
thing,
character.
Yeah, for me, I ran into Keith Lee in 2015. I can't remember. I was probably online just looking like at indie matches because I had kind of got, and I'm not gonna get on here and bash nothing because people know I normally will bash it, but I was looking for an alternative because I was getting a little fed up with what was out there, and I started, YouTube started popping up, indie matches. I'm like, okay, I'll just click here and see this. I'm like, oh, it's cool. Man, I saw this monster up here doing these acrobat. I'm like, yo, and then
300 plus pounds.
And I've never power bombs to me are cool. They're they cool depending on who do them. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they can look a little whatever, a little weak depending on who do it. The way he power bombs people, it's almost like he power bombs your soul out your body. And I'm like, when I saw him powerbomb somebody and they flew like 5 feet in the air, I was like, oh, hell no.
Rip.
And so, and then like his match with Ishii and his matches with Shane Strickland, and like he just has so many phenomenal indies matches.
Yes.
That I was a little disappointed when he went to the product, but I said, you know what? I'm gonna still follow because
he gotta eat.
Yeah, and I'm like one of those people that's like, I'm not a team fan, I'm a player fan. So if that player goes somewhere, I'm gonna go with him.
And so, there you go. Yeah, you're for the wrestler. You're for the wrestler.
Yeah, and so great run on the NXT joint. We all know how his thing went on the main roster. Yeah, but when he was slated to come here to AEW, I was like, all right, now we, not that we don't have a bona, because Powerhouse is also a bona fide for me.
Yes.
But, if you bring him and then also bring Mia Yim in there.
Mm-hmm. But Bobby.
Imagine,
thinking like you are.
Yeah, because you got a bunch of, a bunch of couples in there now. And so you got Sammy and
Ty.
Conti. You got Britt and Adam Cole.
Anna,
you got,
and Jungle Boy.
Boy and Anna Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, you can have some little intergender matches over there and stuff like that.
Yeah, they can make it work. And you got Penelope Ford and Kip Sabian, which we forgot about because Kip hasn't been in the picture for a while.
If he ever comes back.
I think he's going to come back. I think he's doing the smart thing and taking his time healing from injury, which I think
is my problem.
Genius.
Kip Sabian was always on the lower end of the ladder regardless. And that was before you had people like Keith and Swerve and Jeff and all these other monsters that came up in here now. So now it's like, if he comes in there, he's Serpentico.
No.
Like, let's be honest. He's Serpentico.
Well, I mean, unless they bring him back with a new character, a new attitude, involved in some faction that is up and up, unless they do that, then he's gonna stay low card. Unfortunately, the only time that he was coming up to me was when he was paired up with, and I can never remember his name, that tag partner he had, which was before Miro.
Give me a second. I know who you're talking. Jimmy Havoc.
Yes, that was actually working, and but
yeah, Jimmy messed it up.
Jimmy messed it up. Courtney says, hi, Falcor. Can you tell that he's in the room? Because I'm like, I don't know what he's doing. He was eating something off the floor because that's what he does. Yeah, we already know I am not picking up anything off the floor today. That's enough.
I would have
But
thought you would have grabbed some tissue at least.
I didn't know what it was. I thought it was a piece of clothing material. That's what it looked like.
You
Psych
know better
sent
now.
me. Yes. The ladder match was phenomenal to me. Ricky Starks, Orange Cassidy, and Christian Cage, they were the smaller guys. Because Wardlow, Keith Lee, and Hobbs, those three, boy.
I need to see a triple threat with that.
That's going to happen. That is going to happen. But anyway, that was my favorite part of the match. And the favorite moment was like, it was also part of one of my favorite matches, which was when Wardlow betrayed MJF. I just absolutely, absorbed all of that because I was like, finally, when he was coming out, I was like, here we go, helping Max Freeman to cheat and win.
No, you know what? I didn't. Like when he started walking down there, because he had won the match, I said, this has to be the time. Like, this has to be that point where he goes, okay, now I'm off on my own. Because you just won it, and now what's going to happen next? What, Max is going to go, oh, well, guess what? That's mine now? Like, it's going to have to, there's some turn have to happen either then or Wednesday.
Yeah, so I didn't know exactly what he was coming out for. I was happy, though, that he did not give him the ring, but gave it to CM Punk. I mean, that was just classic. It was a great
technically,
turn.
He didn't give it to CM Punk. He just placed it on the canvas and said,
whoever grabs it, but it was like right next to CM Punk. And I mean, but we all know that was the intention behind what happened. But those were my favorite moments. My least favorite moments, though, was Thunder not winning. However, since then, the stage has been set for her. She is, we could just jump right into Dynamite and we could start with that match. She had to fight. And if whoever is in here and didn't see Revolution, which I think everyone in here has seen Revolution, or at least knows the results of Revolution by now. Thunder went up against Britt Baker for the belt. There was a lot of talks about, oh, this is such a regular match for these two, because after that lights out match, how can they just give us a regular match, for the belt on a pay-per-view? And I'm like, yeah, but because I was just so gung-ho to finally see Thunder get the belt. But it made sense afterwards that they did it the way that they did it, because they want to give Thunder a San Antonio win in her own hometown. And that's why they ended up having the Rebel and the hater interference be so heavy, so that they can say, this is why you're having a cage match, because clearly, Britt Baker, you can't wrestle without having your goonies show up and ruin everything. Thunder is great at cage matches. She's had multiple ones. So I think that having these two women who gave us such an amazing match with the lights out unsanctioned match, I love every time they come together. But obviously to go above and beyond what they have already given us, it had to be something like this. So even though initially I was very disappointed, to the point where I actually had nothing to say, when Thunder got pinned, my mouth was shut, which is very rare because I talk a lot.
But let me say this, though. If it would have been one of the greatest women's matches that you've ever seen, right? And Thunder still lost, would it have mattered to you?
Yes. Absolutely, because I want Thunder to be a champ.
No. I'm saying, you still would have been unhappy because she lost. It could have been the greatest women's match of all time, but because she lost. So the fact that it was a mid-level match, I was okay with it because she lost. So, because regardless, people were going to be disappointed.
Right.
And so, but I was hearing a bunch of things in between, like Thunder was injured and that's why they didn't give it to her and this and that, whatever.
She did have a leg wrapped.
Yeah, and so I was like, okay, maybe she might be taking some time off. That's why they didn't want to give it to her right now. But no, and then they're saying, the Jonas in San Antonio next for the next match, and
it's a 1 year,
of course, and the way that you see her express her excitement on Wednesday, you know she's winning. You know she's winning.
No. Thunder Rosa is winning, and she's winning that brand new spanking belt, which I love that belt. I love that belt. When they showed the new belt, I was like, finally, they upgraded this belt. Now it doesn't look like a toy belt anymore.
Yeah. And let me say this to Courtney. Courtney, you said that Britt has regressed.
Yes.
It's not that she regressed. It's that she's been there too long now.
Yeah.
And so she was the hottest thing 4 or 5 months, like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
It's been going on too long. Now it's time to change it up. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing that happened to Sheeta. Like at her about the last month and a half, 2 months.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, yeah, it's time to pass the belt.
Yeah. And I mean, you can tell when a champion has had its run.
Yeah.
They've had their run and it's time.
And they've had great runs.
Yeah. And I mean, Baker's run's been pretty freaking great. And she's really delivered even before she won the belt. But it is time. And everybody has been anticipating a Thunder Rain. And I think a Thunder Rain is going to be tremendous.
A Thunder Rain. So we're going to Thunder and Lightning Rain.
A Thunder Rosa Rain is going to be phenomenal. I'm looking forward
to it. But even Adam Page, his time is coming up.
Yeah. Adam Page days are numbered mostly because the roster is so bloated and there's so many guys in line for that belt that they can't, as far as I'm concerned, let him hold it for an entire year like Kenny Omega did. You know what I mean? Like just, you have too many people in line for this belt. You can't just keep it on one person for an entire year. It has to make its rounds.
Yeah, it has to at least be like 4 to 5 months at tops at this point now, because you got to rotate that thing.
Yeah, you got to.
And now you got people, like I said, you got people like Shane and Keith and Wardlow and all these people that have come up.
Brian Danielson.
And Brian Danielson, they ain't gonna mess with Mox. I think Mox and Danielson are going to have a tag team run for a while. But yeah, you got too many people. And Adam Cole, Adam Cole eventually. But Adam Page has had great matches. He's held that belt great, wonderful, didn't feel terrible.
Yeah.
All right, we got the story that we needed from him and Kenny, that whole build up, him getting it.
Yep. Now I see a breakup between Hangman Adam Page and Dark Order happening. Dark Order might be going heel again. Who knows? It's time. It's time for them to do something with that faction.
Well, I think Adam Page is.
Oh, you think Hangman Adam Page?
He's the one that keeps dubbing him.
That's true. That is true. And he had a match against Dante Martin yesterday. Hangman Adam Page versus Dante Martin for the men's championship. There are a lot of people that were sitting there complaining, we know who's going to win, but it doesn't matter. To me, the focus should have been on the fact that Dante Martin had a freaking AEW championship match as a main event.
You know what I find funny? I find funny that a lot of these people go, "Oh, we know who's gonna win," and then when the other person wins, out of the blue or something like that, it's, "Oh my God, I can't believe they did that." It's
like the Thunder thing.
It's like, okay, at some point you're never gonna be happy. Just shut up.
Yeah, and that's why. Yeah, you can't please everybody. You have to, the show's fine. Let them keep doing what they're doing. They're clearly listening to people, though. They're clearly looking at social media. I know they're listening to people because there's been more than one time where you'll see on social media, there's like a specific thing that people are talking about. And sure enough, within the next few weeks, either that person shows up at AEW or that match happens. So, the fans really are helping to create the show.
I just don't understand how some of these people is like, as soon as somebody comes in, they think that they're supposed to get shot to the top. And it's like, you have to let these people build. Like, they're in a new company. These people in a new company, you got to let them get established. They're probably bringing in a new style, that you got to get adjusted to. Like,
yes,
let people work.
Yeah, let the people, I'm good with the way this pace is going. And now knowing that, what's happening next week, I'm just really excited because think about it. We have Jade Cargill as the TBS champion.
Hold on. Let's stop right there. Okay. Jade had a better match than Thunder and Britt Baker.
Yes.
Jade versus Tay
Versus Ty
Conti
Conti, yeah.
was incredible.
It was a great match. It was a great match. Those ladies did very well together. I knew it was going to be good because Ty has pretty much improved herself and she's trying all these new things, which I
It's
know.
not about improving. They've immediately turned her to like damn near a heel at this point because everybody turned on her when she got with Sammy. Like, can you like imagine when Tay Conti came in? She was the biggest baby face you
Yes.
ever did see.
Yes.
Once she got with Sammy, now all of a sudden she, everybody looked at her like she did stole people men, and now she got to be coming out wearing.
She did not, and not to gossip on the show, but if y'all haven't seen the post that she put today on Twitter, go check it out. She's setting the record straight. So about that, yes, she did. So go check that out. But yes, she got a lot of heat over her relationship with Sammy. But I want to say I'm actually one of those people who didn't know
business.
Well, yes, and yes, and didn't know I would have liked that so much. Together, they're the cutest thing. I don't know if you guys watch Sammy's vlog. They really are truly in love. They got each other's name tattooed on their ribs. You know what? Let them live. Let them be. They're living their best lives right now. So
people act like you can't get a tattoo covered if you mess it up.
It's really small. It's really small. But anyway, moving on. There were a lot of matches yesterday that were really good, like Pac versus Wheeler Yuta. I really enjoyed Jurassic Express versus The Acclaimed. The Acclaimed are such a great tag team, and Jurassic Express really, really are good. Like, I mean, I wasn't a fan of them winning the belts, but let's be honest, they've given us nothing but banger matches since they won the belt. So I can't really complain. I mean,
but I want to give some flowers to the Acclaim because
yes, give them
when
flowers.
They first started, people were not rocking with them,
including myself.
And when Max Caster started doing the rapping thing, people were not on board, and they just kept getting better. Like nobody cared about Anthony Bowens at all. Now, like they are a top-notch tag team. Like you go Bucks, FTR, Jurassic Express, and you can put the Acclaim there. It's like 4 or 5.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good. I am one of those people that got won over by the Acclaimed. I love hearing Max Caster's corny raps. I think they're hilarious. And yes, Anthony Bowens is a fucking beast in the ring. And he's a little bit underrated, or has been, but I think people are noticing that he is beastly in there, and the Acclaim have some really great moves. But yeah, I enjoyed that match because both tag teams were incredible. Of course, Jurassic Express retained, and the main event is where I'm gonna talk a little bit, because then we have to cover some of the big things that actually happened that had nothing to do with actual wrestling yesterday, which we must talk about. But let's just say, finally, Scorpio Sky gets the TNT belt. I didn't see it coming. I really thought I didn't see him winning it at all, because he's been in that position so many times, and he has lost it lost the opportunity so many times. And I was
thinking, only have one title. Like he only went once against Cody and lost.
Didn't he have two chances?
Only have one.
Well, he's been going for the belt for a while. The storyline has been going since the TNT belt has been out. He's been wanting that belt, and this is crazy. Like, he finally got it almost 2 years later. But
the first time he came in, he was still a good guy, and he was trying to win it, lost it to Cody, and everybody was pissed off, including myself. And then like now this time he came in as a heel, and the funny thing was everybody wanted Scorpio Sky to win that title, but everybody started complaining on Twitter about how he won the title. I'm like, shut up. Like, just enjoy.
It was a great match. I was one of those people that got worked by Sammy, by the way.
When he was the rib?
Yeah, he was like, oh, and I was like, hold up. And then Ty flew out. I'm like, oh shit, this is serious. And I'm like, is he really injured? I was actually texting with my sister Anna, and I'm like, sis, I don't really know about this. I don't know. This looks real. And then when I saw him stop, yes, give him that fucking Oscar. When I saw him stop at the ramp and shake his head and say he's going back in, I was like, oh, I just got worked.
Oh no, because
it's worked so good.
I knew. No. First of all, I knew that was a work from the beginning. I was sitting there, I was going, that's how they're going to have him lose. I said he messed up. He hurt himself. Now he's vulnerable. He's gonna lose. Now I have been wrong a time or two, so I was going, he's gonna lose. Now if they throw the X up and they take it backstage, okay, I'm wrong. But I was like, no. As soon as he goes, I said, Scorpio got it.
I didn't know. See, the thing is, because I knew that Wardlow was going to go up against whoever took it last night, I was like, there's just no way that, because I seriously thought that Wardlow was getting this TNT belt from Sammy. Like, that's really what I thought was happening because of
Wardlow's
the MJF.
not getting it at all.
No, he's not getting it. No, he's not getting it. Not now. Yeah. No. Now that Scorpio Sky is the champ, Scorpio Sky is not going to be a transitional champion. Like I was telling
not even just that.
Like he's not, So Wardlow is losing next week, and it's definitely going to be due to MJF interference.
Yeah, because if you look at it, the pay-per-view, him setting the ring going, like you said, to CM Punk. Okay, that's one. That's strike one. Mm-hmm. Then strike two is he cut that promo on Wednesday saying, I'm done with Max in the Pinnacle.
In the Pinnacle, yeah, he's done.
I don't want no parts of that. All right, so step three is he goes for his match. Max comes out, messes it up for him. They have a feud.
Yeah, they're going to have a feud. They are going to have a feud. Wardlow will be getting that belt, but it's not now, obviously. Yeah. So now, these are the major talking points because we have to cover them. We just covered Wardlow leaving the Pinnacle and everything. That was one of my talking points. I'm leaving the IC, the Inner Circle talk, for very last. I want to talk about the AHFO breakup. God, the tongue twisters.
AHFO?
Yeah, you can say it because I'm not going to say it again. Not happening.
Years of practice.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. Private Party turned on Matt Hardy. Thank God, because I was so done with Private Party being part of this faction. Because I don't know what happened to them. They lost their flavor somehow. They're just starting to get it back. But as soon as this happened, I knew right away, as I think most people did, Jeff Hardy's coming out. And that is exactly what happens. Private Party and the rest of the AHFO.
No, I'm still dying. First, I knew Jeff was coming out because as soon as they said AHF, Lord, now I'm messing up.
Look at you. Look at you.
AHFO, as soon as they were going, they're going to have this board meeting. I said, oh, this is where they kick Matt out. And then it's, Private Party was standing behind him. And I said, they had the thumbs up and they were just holding it up. I was like, oh, okay, that's thumbs down.
They're going to turn it. Yeah, they're going to turn it.
But what was killing me, and it was funny. I love it. And I like it. I watch it still. I was watching it earlier today. You saw how excited Jeff was when he came down to that
ramp. Yes. He was dancing.
I was like, yo, my man say, yo, I don't care that he get beat up in that ring real quick. Let me get my thing in real quick.
Jeff was like Dominican Lou said, let me sit here and dance for a second. And his brother was getting stomped out in the ring, and he was just like feeling it. He's like, give me all of this.
But he didn't do it too long. He just did a quick.
Nah, this was No way. This was his debut. There was no fucking way that he was just gonna do it quickly. No. He was like, Matt Hardy, you could take that ass whooping for a few minutes.
Did you see that video on Twitter going around about him walking out of WWE, going through the crowd, and then all of a sudden he pops up in the AEW?
No. Now I gotta find that video. That sounds funny. That sounds funny. But anyway, that was fun. I used to watch the Hardy Brothers on WWE, so I'm excited to see what they can do. They obviously can't do what they used to do, but these guys have not stopped. So I'm sure we're gonna get.
Do they give them the tag team titles?
No. Why? Absolutely not. I think that we're about to get a trios title soon or sometime this year. For the men, obviously. The reason why I'm saying this is because the Inner Circle has broken up, y'all. It's actually happened. It's actually really happened. Yesterday this is how AEW started, and I did not see this coming. I did see the Inner Circle breaking up, like everyone else has seen this coming, but not like the way it went down. I was totally shocked. I didn't see Jericho going heel again and turning on the guys like that. So for the people who might have not seen it, if you didn't see it, Jericho came out with Eddie Kingston because they had their match at the pay-per-view where Eddie Kingston actually won. He made Jericho tap out. And Jericho refused to shake his hand, as he said he would do if Kingston were to get the win on the big match. So he came out to supposedly be a better man and, want to shake his hand now. Some bullshit. And Eddie Kingston fell for it. And then all of a sudden, who come out? 2.0, Daniel Garcia, which I am. Why?
You know what, though? I'm going to say this. I felt like Jericho was going to do like the sneak hit on Eddie Kingston. I didn't see it coming that way.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah. And so it was just like now he has this new group, but it feels like it's with a bunch of jobbers.
Jericho Appreciation House. So because Jericho is about building people up, I guess, and they've been trying to push Daniel Garcia and 2.0, but I honestly, there's just way too many tag teams and trios that are really interesting and good.
2.0 is stale.
I'm not into it. And so so I kind of felt like, oh, Jericho might turn on Kingston, but never did I think Proud and Powerful came out, because when 2.0 and Daniel Garcia came out, they started beating on Kingston and Jericho, but he was in on it apparently. Proud and Powerful came out, Santana and Ortiz, to defend Jericho and Kingston, and then all of a sudden Jericho turns on Santana and hits him with the bat and beats on Ortiz. And then Hager comes out of nowhere. Mr. Hager, who hasn't been around for a while, comes out and he's asking Jericho, what are you doing? What do you do? Just to turn around and start whooping on Santana and Ortiz too, which I think now we have lax again with Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz. So that's a trio right there. I can see them being the inaugural trios champions. So that's why I'm saying I feel like there might be a trios belt in the works, because they're clearly not giving Santana and Ortiz the tag belts. Like, they're clearly not going in that direction at all. So,
well, not right now. Plus, of course, they're building up this Moxley Danielson tag team. But no, and the only thing that scared me about that whole segment was that power bomb on Eddie Kingston. Because it looked like a struggle for a second to get him up there. Like, I was like, oh, please don't drop him on his head.
Don't kill him. Yeah. Every time I see things like that happening, like when people are getting ready to pick people up and it's like not a regular pickup inside the ring, I'm always like, oh Jesus. I don't know if like age does that to people, where you just start like worrying about people's lives and you're like wondering if you should say a prayer, because there's times, like when Sammy did the, what was that? That's not a 450. That's a 630.
Oh, yeah. like
on
a
the
540
table.
or something like that.
Yeah, on the table where I thought he did break a rib. I'm sitting here like, this motherfucker wants to die. He wants to die. You know what I mean? So
he had to sell it good to get rid of that title.
Oh shit.
Wow. Wait. Daniel Garcia.
That's right. Daniel Garcia
Still
is a
won. Still
Latino.
won. But yeah, he
So
kicked most of them out though.
he did though. He's like, get y'all Latin asses out of here. Get out. So
Oh, Jericho, man. Well, those are the only people that's gonna celebrate his ass, I guess.
that him and Jake Hager took their inner circle vests off and threw them on top of Ortiz and Santana. And to me, that's like putting the nail in the coffin and saying, that's it. The inner circle is truly done. Yeah, it was needed. Yeah, it was
because
needed.
that faction went for 2.5 years strong.
It's good. It was good. Yeah, they gave us amazing matches. The Stadium Stampede matches were amazing. They gave us a lot. And they built up Sammy really well. Hager was an unknown to me as far as, wrestling went. Yes, MMA champ, undefeated, but as wrestling went, well, who was he? And now he actually has had some really good matches too. He won against Warlow, which I really enjoyed in the cage too. They had like a steel cage match. So, but yeah, and I think those were the main things that happened yesterday on Dynamite. Is there anything that happened on Dynamite yesterday that we didn't cover that you want to talk about?
Well, we talked about Dante.
Yes. Oh, well, Swerve and Tony
Nese. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, that's good for Swerve to get his first off of Tony Nese. Tony Nese has been, pretty much killing it off of, Dark and stuff like that for the last 2 months or so. Yes. So, give him his first loss.
Yes, Tony Nese about to get his first loss to Swerve, which I'm loving. I'm loving the whole thing because Tony Nese is saying, how y'all gonna have Swerve come in and get this whole, like amazing debut? I didn't get a debut like that, so he's kind of jelly. So hey, Mind Runner. So he's in there like, screw this shit. I'm gonna beat Swerve up, and then y'all gonna.
Plus, on top of that, they can give incredible matches. I still feel like Tony Nese, Pac, and Buddy Matthews should be in the trios. Like they just have the same body type. Like it's like the same exact body type.
Pac, Tony Nese, and Buddy. They do though.
Yes, they do.
They have the perfect like 8-pack because it's not a 6-pack; it's an 8-pack. They are shaped exactly the same, except they're like different heights.
And they all have the same style.
Tony and Buddy. Yeah, they do. That's actually a really good call. I'm trying to see if I can find the Rampage matches because I don't remember all of the matches that are going up. Do you?
I mean, outside of Swerve and Nese, no. I'm pretty sure Hook gonna show up. So
Hook had a buy-in match because we didn't talk about the buy-ins for Revolution, but Hook had a buy-in match against QT Marshall, and that was amazing. That was like student versus a teacher, and that was amazing.
Hook is literally the face of Rampage at this point.
At this point, for the males, yes, for the males, he really is. I mean, he was shot up.
Hey, yo, my brother, yeah, that's what they should be called, 24-pack.
Oh my God!
Yeah, they should be called 24s. The 24.
I love it. All right, so I can't look it up because all the titles I see for Rampage are saying spoiler results. So Rampage already happened. I'm not looking it up. Make sure y'all tune into Rampage. It's set to be a really good show. I was actually shocked that yesterday's Dynamite was as good as it was. Usually the shows after the pay-per-views are not as good as yesterday's Dynamite was. So,
No, you're thinking about the wrong company. See, I think a lot of people got like, what is that? PTSD from the other company? Because you usually get garbage matches after.
Well, what happens is like the big people that were in the matches, the champions and stuff, they usually do not then 3 days later have title matches again. You know what I mean? Like then you'll get like non-title matches.
Well, not title matches, but they've had surprises.
Well, yes, but I mean, Sammy defended his belt twice in 4 days. You know what I mean? Like, Adam Page, like you got more than what usually happens. Like this was definitely a more exciting Dynamite after a pay-per-view than most. So usually, and there's usually a lot more talking. Even though they talked a lot on this one, what they were saying was very pivotal to storylines, like the IC breaking up, like the AHFO breaking up, and of course, Wardlow leaving the Pinnacle. Like all of that were talking points, but needed. So I really enjoyed the Dynamite yesterday. Looking forward to Rampage, but looking forward more than anything to next week's Dynamite, where I can finally see my girl Thunder hold that beautiful new women's championship belt.
Hey, I got a question. Have we seen a steel cage match since Cody and Wardlow?
Have we? I don't think so. Oh, well, the blood and guts match.
That was a steel cage?
Yes, the Pinnacle versus the Inner Circle. That was a steel cage, blood and guts. Remember, Jericho and MJF climbed to the top of it?
Yeah. So, we forgot something.
What?
Regal.
Oh, William Regal. Okay, go ahead. You talk on it. Hey, yeah. Off the top ropes.
No, I literally forgot about it. My runners put that up there. I just like, oh yeah, like at first, like he started going into story time, and I was going, I feel bad thinking this. Maybe I was so conditioned by the other company where I was like, I feel like people's attention span is going to be so low or so little that he's like, by the time he gets midway through his story, like midway through his story, I was looking for people to go, like start doing some stupid chanting or do some stupid noise because they was agitated or whatever. They let him go. Yeah, they let him go the whole time.
They gave him respect. It's nice to see the legends show up. This is great as like management for Moxley and Bryan Danielson, which I think is just ridiculous that they put these two guys together. Like once they put these two guys together, I'm like, who the fuck stands a chance now? Like this is insanity. Insanity. When they were gonna have their pay-per-view match, which was really good, it really was an amazing match at their pay-per-view, I knew this was just first before they became a tag team. So I was like, if they really do become a tag team, all these people need to watch out because it's gonna get crazy. It's gonna
the thing I was talking with some of my partners about Revolution was it was long, and I was like, it was so great that you kind of got exhausted towards the end, but it was like it wasn't a bad exhausted of like, damn, when will this end? It's just like, damn, there's another match? Like, oh my God, like I don't know if I can handle all this shit.
Yeah,
like,
I fell asleep. I'm not gonna lie, with the pay-per-view, I fell asleep on the Adam Cole match versus Hangman Adam Page, and I had to stay off of social media until I saw it the next day because I was like from 7 o'clock watching the 3 buy-ins, which I think we're so lucky we got 3 buy-ins, moving it all the way to 12 a.m. And then I had to work the next day, which I think was a story for a lot of people. But, you know, I want to make a comment on this off the top ropes before we got off, saying Thunder Rosa should have won at Revolution, but wanted to save it for a hometown in St. Patty's Day. I think that if they wanted also to give her the win at Revolution, it still would have worked, her coming in as a champion into her hometown. But you know, this is great too, giving her this cage match. It's going to be a much better match, and she's going to get that belt, and Britt Baker's finally going to be dethroned. And don't get me wrong, people, I love Britt Baker, but I love Thunder Rosa more. So, so anyway, people, that was the show. I want to thank everybody who showed up today. I appreciate y'all, and everybody has, you know, things to do. Everybody's busy, but thank you for giving us a little bit of your time. And again, Sunny, tell people where they can find you, where to follow you.
Well, you can find me, like I said, at Midnight EXP17, Twitter, IG, SoundCloud, all that. Want to give a shout out. Hey, my girl Kayla is up in here. Good look. Stop thinking about Dominic
Hi, Kayla.
Mysterio. My man Kay, stop bullying people, and my man Peter, get a new TV. Let's go.
My brother, I'm not burning potatoes. I'm not cooking. And Courtney, Sonny got the quick fast 10 last time, so he's not getting it this time. But when he comes on next time, he'll have some new questions. So yes, he will be in the hot seat next time, y'all. Well, people, that is the show. Thank you for joining. I appreciate y'all. As always, a lot of love, a lot of peace, but above all, y'all, a lot of wrestling. Yes. And
I can't help it. Every time. I can't help it.
Love, peace, and so. Good night, y'all.
See?